From a personal perspective, they were relatively impactful. As you're probably aware, our office is in Central Building, and I walked out of my office door to a volley of tear gas on the first Monday that the protest hit Central, which was an experience. But actually, I mean, in terms of impact for legal hiring, we saw very, very little impact. Very little. I mean, we had our record quarter during the quarter when the protest was at its worst. We didn't really see any slowdown in volume of new mandates. We were still being instructed on new searches, and we were placing people, well, obviously being a record-breaking quarter, we were placing people quite a lot. So actually, we found it fine. I mean, it was some difficulties. You know, one of my colleagues had to spend time on the phone guiding a candidate to an interview by way of underground methods because he couldn't get to the interview without going through a protest, which is, you know, probably a pretty unique thing for anyone in their career in recruitment. But I mean, it didn't slow down. I mean, look, a couple of the law firms who deal primarily with the mid-market corporates put hiring freezes on. To be honest, after the hiring in 2018 and some in 2019, a few of those places probably needed to put on freezes anyway, which gave them a good reason to do it. There were still places hiring, looking to take advantage. Anecdotally, we did hear of, you know, some businesses who were choosing to set up either here or elsewhere, went elsewhere. There were, of course, a lot of deals that got shelved during that time or didn't kick off. I think what we're seeing, though, this year, I mean, the question is whether or not we're going to see a lull 6 months or a year after that period when you would expect major deals to have been starting. I mean, during the period, most of the lawyers we deal with, they're working on deals that have been 3-4 years in the making at times, you know, so a few months disruption makes no difference. But if those larger deals weren't kicking off, then we may see a lull in the future. However, what we're seeing at the moment, you know, starting this year off, it seems to be a lot of that work was being put on hold, and now it seems to be flooding back. Most of our clients have very strong IPO pipeline. Most of them are forecasting pretty good M&A. I think there is still an inherent problem with the mid-market corporate market in Hong Kong. I think there are too many law firms going after it, and I think prices, you know, they're competing too much on price, and I think that will always cause issues, and that means a lot of those firms struggle to be profitable even when they've been here for quite a few years. That's kind of separate to the protests. So yeah, I mean, we have actually, it's not impacted our business at all, and if anything, we're busier than we ever have been. So that's sort of worked out well. But like I say, I mean, anecdotally, yeah, there were places putting freezers on. There have been a few lawyers let go end of last year, early this year, which may be linked to lack of deal volume during that time, but not much at all, to be honest.